What if the shoes on your feet right now are quietly stealing your independence? Over 300,000 seniors are hospitalized every year from falls, and nearly half of those are linked to bad footwear. Thomas, a 72-year-old retired teacher, thought his loafers were fine, until one slip on a wet floor shattered his hip and nearly ended his mobility for good. But 6 months later, Thomas was hiking mountain trails with his grandkids. What changed? He ditched 8 common footwear mistakes most seniors make and embraced 3 life-changing solutions that restored his freedom. Stick around. You may never look at your shoes the same way again. High heels. When people think of dangerous footwear, stilettos usually come to mind. But here's the twist. Even modest, practical heels can quietly destroy your feet over time, especially after 60. Any heel, even just 1 to 2 inches, shifts your body's entire center of gravity forward. That might not sound dramatic, but it has a cascading effect on your whole body. A 2-inch heel increases pressure on the ball of your foot by an astonishing 75%. Your toes are forced into tight, unnatural positions, and your knees, hips, and lower back subtly adjust to compensate every single time you take a step. For decades, this might go unnoticed. But then something changes. Your fat padding thins out. Your nerves become less responsive. And suddenly, all the tiny misalignments you shrugged off in your 40s catch up with you in your 60s. Just ask Janet, Thomas's wife. She spent most of her career on her feet, managing a bank while wearing what she believed were reasonable pumps. 2 inches, block heel, nothing flashy. I thought I was being smart, she said. I avoided high-fashion shoes and stuck to sensible ones. But after retirement, her feet began to ache constantly. The bunions she had ignored for years became inflamed. Walking even short distances turned painful. Eventually, she needed foot surgery to correct the damage. 12 weeks of recovery, just as she and Thomas had planned to travel for the first time in years. Here's what most people never hear from their doctor. It's not just the heel height that matters. It's the years of accumulated damage. Even if you only wear heels occasionally now, the impact from decades past can still haunt your mobility today. High heels, whether they're sleek stilettos or sensible pumps, can lead to shortened Achilles tendons, hammer toes, and collapsed arches, all of which dramatically increase fall risk, especially on uneven surfaces or during quick movements. So before you shrug this off, ask yourself, how many pairs of heels are still sitting in your closet, just in case? If you're rethinking those special occasion shoes now, you're not alone. Because the truth is, even the shoes that once made you feel powerful can silently take that power away. Flip-flops. They're light, they're breezy, and they're everywhere in warm weather. But flip-flops, those easy-to-slip-on summer staples, are one of the worst choices for aging feet. And the damage they do often goes unnoticed until it's far too late. Every step you take in flip-flops forces your toes to grip tightly just to keep the shoe from flying off. That constant toe flexing might seem minor, but it throws off your entire walking pattern. Your stride shortens, your foot muscles tense unnaturally, and pressure radiates up through your legs and into your knees, hips, and lower back. And here's the real problem. Flip-flops offer no arch support, no ankle stability, and almost zero shock absorption. That means every step sends harsh impact forces directly into your joints. When you're young, your body bounces back. But after 60, that same impact starts to wear down cartilage, strain tendons, and inflame joints. Thomas found this out the hard way on a retirement trip to Florida. I wore flip-flops to the pool, to restaurants, even for a beach walk, he recalled. By day 3, I could barely put weight on my heel. What he developed was plantar fasciitis, a painful inflammation of the tissue that connects the heel to the toes. It took 6 months of physical therapy and specialized treatment to recover, all because of a simple footwear mistake he'd made countless times before. But it didn't stop with his feet. The pain forced him to change how he walked, putting more pressure on one leg than the other. His knees started to ache. His lower back followed. That 1 week of flip-flop wear set off a domino effect that nearly stole his mobility. Here's what most seniors don't realize. Even if you've worn flip-flops all your life without a problem, your feet change with age. The natural support you once had? It's fading. And the damage flip-flops cause is no longer something your body can just shake off. So the next time you reach for those thin foam sandals, ask yourself, are they worth months of pain and lost freedom? Because comfort should never come at the cost of your independence. Worn-out sneakers, they're your go-to shoes. Comfortable, broken in, still clean, still looking good. So why would you replace them? Here's the truth that catches millions of seniors off guard. Your sneakers can lose up to 40% of their support within just 6 months, long before they look worn out. Modern athletic shoes rely on specialized foam midsoles to absorb shock and cushion every step. But over time, that foam silently breaks down. You can't see it, but your joints feel it. What once protected your knees, hips, and spine is now doing almost nothing at all. Thomas, like many seniors, held on to his sneakers for years. They looked fine, he said. No holes, good tread, still comfortable. Why throw away a perfectly good pair? What he didn't realize was that his slowly growing knee pain, the stiffness, the soreness, the hesitation before each step, wasn't just age creeping in. It was his shoes failing him. And this isn't uncommon. Many older adults grew up with a waste not, want not mindset. Combine that with fixed incomes in retirement, and it's easy to justify keeping a pair of shoes long past their expiration date. But here's the cost of that mindset. Worn-out sneakers don't just lose cushioning. They can actively throw off your gait, create muscle imbalances, and increase fall risk. With every step, you're absorbing more impact than your joints were designed to handle, especially at this stage in life. Thomas eventually tried a simple test. He twisted his sneaker from heel to toe. It bent like a dish rag. A supportive shoe should only bend at the ball of the foot, not twist or fold. Within 2 weeks of switching to a new, properly supportive pair, his knee pain almost completely disappeared. That $70 decision spared him from months of limited mobility and possibly a $40,000 knee replacement surgery. So ask yourself honestly, how old are your sneakers? Not how they look, but how long you've actually been wearing them for regular walks or errands. If it's been over 6 months of daily use, your shoes might be doing more harm than good. Because sometimes, the danger isn't the shoe that looks risky. It's the one you trust too much. Backless slippers. They're soft, easy to slip on, and probably sitting right next to your favorite chair. But backless slippers, those cozy, heel-free house shoes, are one of the most dangerous items you can wear inside your home after age 60. Why? Because every step in backless slippers forces your toes to grip the floor to keep the shoe from sliding off. This unconscious movement might seem harmless, but it drastically alters your walking pattern. Your stride shortens, your ankles wobble, your balance weakens by as much as 65% without you even noticing. Thomas saw this danger firsthand, not in himself, but in his neighbor Ruth. She was 78, active, sharp, full of energy, he said, but she wore those same soft, fuzzy, backless slippers every day around her house. One morning, she rushed to answer the door, hit the stairs, and slipped. Her foot caught for just a split second, long enough to send her tumbling. The result? A broken wrist and months of lost independence. The paramedics told me they see it all the time, Thomas recalled. Backless slippers are behind so many of the falls they respond to, especially inside the home. And it's not just during emergencies. The slow, quiet damage adds up. That gripping motion tightens calf muscles, shifts ankle alignment, and puts extra stress on the knees and hips. Over time, it increases your chances of falling, especially during moments that require quick adjustments, like stepping sideways or turning suddenly. The cruel irony? These slippers feel safe. They're familiar, soft, and comforting. But that comfort is a trap. They provide no heel stability, no arch support, and no traction on smooth floors. They offer the illusion of safety while actively undermining your balance. Think about it this way. Would you drive without a seatbelt just because it's more comfortable? Then why risk your mobility, your independence, even your life, for a pair of slippers that are easier to slip on? The good news? There are safer, equally comfortable alternatives, designed specifically to reduce fall risk inside the home. We'll get to those soon. But first, let's talk about another danger most seniors walk over every day without ever noticing it. Smooth soles. You probably don't give your shoe soles a second thought until they betray you. Smooth-soled shoes, including many loafers, dress shoes, and even some comfort brands, are quiet hazards hiding in plain sight. Here's the issue. Over time, the treads on your shoes wear down. What used to provide traction becomes almost as slick as polished leather. And even brand new dress shoes can be deceptively dangerous, prioritizing style over grip with sleek, low-friction bottoms that slide across tile, wood, or even carpet. What does that mean for seniors? Every smooth floor becomes a fall waiting to happen. Thomas learned this lesson just before his life-changing fall. "I was in the kitchen wearing my leather-soled loafers," he said. "My wife had wiped the counter and a few tiny drops hit the floor. I didn't even see them." 1 second later, his foot shot forward like it was on ice. He twisted mid-fall, trying to catch himself, straining his back badly, an injury that lingered for weeks. That was the warning. The real fall came just days later. Smooth soles reduce traction by up to 75% compared to properly treaded rubber-bottom shoes. Combine that with age-related changes in reflexes and balance, and even minor slips can become serious injuries. A little water on bathroom tile, a damp step outside, morning dew on the porch. Suddenly, you're airborne, and not in a good way. Want to know if your shoes are putting you at risk? Try this. Put one foot on your bathroom tile and gently try to slide it forward. If it glides too easily, your shoes are a hazard. The sole should grip, resist, anchor you. Many seniors dismiss a slip as just clumsy, but it's rarely just that. The warning signs are there. It's the shoes, not the person. And sadly, too many don't realize it until after a fall that changes everything. So check the bottom of your favorite shoes. If they've worn smooth or never had traction to begin with, they could be putting your freedom, mobility, and independence on the line every single day. And the next footwear mistake? It's tight, painful, and often saved for special occasions. But it could cost you more than just a blister. Tight dress shoes. They're tucked away in the back of the closet. Your nice shoes. Maybe you only wear them for church, weddings, or family events. They might even be decades old, still polished, still intact. But here's what most seniors don't realize. Those same dress shoes could be causing nerve damage, circulation issues, and dangerous imbalances just by being too tight. You see, as we age, our feet naturally change shape. The ligaments and tendons loosen, allowing the bones to spread out. By age 70, most people's feet are up to half a size wider than they were at 40. The problem? Most seniors never update their shoe size. They keep squeezing into the same dimensions they've always worn, unaware of the damage they're doing. That's exactly what happened to Thomas at his grandson's wedding. "I hadn't worn my dress shoes in years," he said, "but I figured they still fit. They didn't feel tight at first." But by the end of the evening, his feet were on fire. The real problem came later. The nerve compression from hours of tight shoes triggered neuropathy, numbness and tingling that left him stumbling for days afterward. And that's the danger most people never connect to their footwear. Tight shoes don't just cause discomfort, they can cut off blood flow, especially dangerous for people with diabetes or vascular conditions. They compress nerves, increasing the risk of falls due to lack of sensation, and they deform the foot over time, leading to bunions, hammer toes, and other painful conditions that are difficult and expensive to reverse. Even more concerning, your shoes might feel long enough and still be dangerously narrow. Many seniors mistake length for fit, but width is what really matters as your foot structure changes with age. So the next time you dust off those old dress shoes for a special occasion, stop and ask, do they still truly fit, or am I just used to the squeeze? Because one formal event shouldn't leave you with nerve damage, lost balance, or months of foot pain. And yet, for so many, it does. And if you think the worst footwear habit is still to come, you're right, because the next one doesn't involve shoes at all. Going barefoot. It feels freeing, familiar, even comforting. For many seniors, going barefoot around the house seems harmless, especially on clean floors in the safety of home. But once you hit your 60s, walking barefoot isn't just risky, it's potentially dangerous. Studies show that seniors who go barefoot at home have a 37% higher risk of falling compared to those wearing supportive shoes indoors. And the reason has less to do with what's on your foot and more to do with what's no longer there. As you age, the fat padding on the bottom of your feet thins dramatically. That natural cushion you relied on for decades is now reduced, leaving bones and nerves more exposed to every step. Combine that with reduced balance, weaker muscles, and joint sensitivity, and suddenly, every barefoot step across tile or hardwood delivers sharp impact forces that your body can no longer absorb the way it used to. Thomas experienced this firsthand in the most unexpected way. I stepped on something tiny in the kitchen, he recalled. A crumb or piece of grit, I think. I didn't even feel it at the time. But Thomas has diabetic neuropathy, nerve damage that limits foot sensation. That unnoticed step led to a small cut. The cut turned into a slow-healing ulcer. He spent 3 months with wound care, missed family outings, and narrowly avoided a far worse complication. That's the harsh reality. The older you get, the more protection your feet need, not less. Modern homes often have hard surfaces like tile, laminate, and hardwood that magnify joint impact. And without footwear to support your arches, cushion your heels, and stabilize your stride, you're asking your aging body to absorb punishment it wasn't built to take anymore. Even if you've gone barefoot your whole life without issue, the risks shift dramatically after 60. What once felt natural and healthy now increases your chance of falling, developing chronic foot pain, or injuring yourself in ways that take far longer to recover from. So before you walk barefoot through your kitchen or down the stairs tomorrow morning, ask yourself, are your feet really safer without support? Because what feels familiar can quietly become fatal. One pair mentality. It sounds smart, practical, even responsible. You've invested in one good pair of shoes. Maybe they're supportive, maybe they were expensive, and now you wear them for everything. Walking, gardening, errands, social events. One reliable pair to do it all. But here's the problem. No single shoe can support every activity safely, especially as you age. Think about it. Would you wear the same shoes to mow the lawn, walk a mile, and attend a wedding? Probably not. Yet this one-pair-fits-all mindset quietly puts millions of seniors at risk every day. That's exactly what happened to Thomas. I had a solid pair of New Balance sneakers, he told me. Supportive, comfortable, not cheap. So I wore them everywhere, on walks, in the garden, even to church when my dress shoes hurt. The result? A slow breakdown of both the shoes and his body. Soil from the garden wore down the treads faster. Moisture from outdoor work degraded the cushioning, And because the shoes lacked lateral ankle support, kneeling and rising in the yard strained his knees. The shoes he trusted for everything were silently working against him. What most seniors don't realize is this: different activities stress your body in different ways. A shoe that supports forward walking may offer zero side-to-side stability. A shoe designed for indoor comfort may fail on slick or uneven outdoor surfaces. And the more you overuse a single pair, the faster its support wears out, leaving you exposed and unaware. Podiatrists now recommend what's called the 3-zone system. 1 pair for indoor use, non-slip, supportive, easy on. 1 for everyday walking and errands, properly fitted with arch support and shock absorption. 1 for specialized tasks like gardening, exercise, or dress events, based on movement demands and safety. Thomas implemented this and noticed the difference almost immediately. "Once I had shoes that actually matched what I was doing," he said, "my joint pain eased up. I stopped fearing simple things like stairs or yard work. Because the truth is, saving money or time by wearing 1 pair for everything can cost you far more. In pain, in injury, even in lost independence. And now, it's time to flip the script with the 3 life-changing solutions that gave Thomas his freedom back. Your mobility tomorrow depends on the choices you make today, starting with what's on your feet. If this video opened your eyes, hit subscribe for more life-changing tips to keep you active, independent, and thriving. Tap the notification bell so you never miss a step. And let us know in the comments which footwear mistake surprised you most.